if we were to jump right into a workplace setting, could you
Mhm.
walk us through maybe how you help, those that you consult identify where is the opportune time for mindfulness or flow or mind wandering or fantasies or and how do you kind of coach people to, maybe be intentional about which mindset they're going to enter these different contexts? Yeah.
Sure. So obviously, there's a lot of variation depending on the individual situation, right? And so that's like a big part of the one-on-one coaching is very much about first understanding like what people do, you know, and how much each of these different things are important to the different tasks that they might be doing. But in general, when we're talking about sort of individualized tasks, right? Flow is really key. So sitting down, writing a report, right? That's a time when you want to be able to focus on like one task, do that report, get it done right. And being in flow helps you to kind of get the time to go by a little bit faster. And so in those moments, we try to say like, you know, do what you can to block out distractions, right? Block your time in certain ways so that you're not going to be checking your email, you're not going to be doing these other things, so that you're, letting people know not to bother you, those kinds of things, right? But then in more like group settings or in sort of um, brainstorming sessions, right? Mindfulness might be a little bit more important or more useful, right? So we think about being in a meeting with people rather than blocking out distractions and really just focusing on your point of view and getting that across and sort of talking over people and not considering sort of alternative views. Um, we encourage people to be a little bit more mindful when people are talking, really like listen and be rather than do in those moments, hear what they're saying, try to kind of feel your initial reactions to their words and understand why you might be feeling those things. And that's a better kind of mindful moment. And again, like these states like fluctuate pretty quickly between each other. Because you could switch it off right away and say, okay, I hear what you're saying, and then get into flow with your idea and like putting that forward. Um, and it's this kind of interplay between these states. I also think that mind wandering, fantasizing, ruminating, these things kind of have a bad rap, right? Because they're often associated with some negative outcomes like anxiety, depression, things like that. But in reality, um, they can be just like a break from the day. Like if you're having a hard day and you think about, some exciting things that you have coming up in the future, or you just kind of like are reflecting on a nice thing that happened in the past, like that can be the refresh that you need in that moment to then like refocus and get back in the in the flow of things during the day. And then even like in a meeting, right? There's tons of meetings that happen that are totally unnecessary, wastes of time, right? And so if you're in a meeting and like this meeting is kind of pointless, I like don't actually really need to even be here, right? You're not even going to be talking during this meeting. And you're just thinking about, okay, after this meeting, like I need to do this, and this task, right? You're sort of organizing your mind and planning for the rest of the day. Once that meeting is over, if you actually execute on those things and get into flow and do that, then that kind of fantasizing, right, for just the technical label of it, is actually really useful in that moment. So, this is just an example of again, like there's ups and downs in each of those things.